Okay, let's talk through all these golf events that you have coming up.
Gabby, I'm glad you asked. Got my calendar right here. July 17th at Red Run, and then July 31st, I have the American Golf outing for the Cancer Society.
I also have the American Cancer Society golf outing on the 31st, and also I got yours on the 18th, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there.
Whoa, boys, these are a lot of events and golf outings.
Well, you want me to miss my own golf tournament?
Gabby, they're all great calls.
I mean, this is...
Hold on. I got this. Guys, I got this. Don't worry about it. Hold on a second.
He always...
Hey guys. Thanks for coming so fast. How are ya? Remember the guys from Randy Wise, right? Sir.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, how you doing?
Good to see you. It's this time of year, right? It is.
The Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
Watch for the eye.
Stay tuned.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much. Brought to you in part by Premier Security Solutions, Fairway Packing Company, and Swiss Insurance. Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show here on the Woodward Sports Network Live. woodwardsports.com. Adam, Beydoun, Jeff, Iafrate, Gabrielle D. Phillips, as always.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing pretty good.
I saw your mom commented on your push present video that you posted. Made me feel even worse about the whole situation.
Got a complete kick out of it.
Oh, well, my wife did too.
Oh
yeah, she saw.
What was her take on
Did she see my idea? Did she like it?
No, she didn't like your idea at all. She had the same opinion as you. So, thanks, Gabby.
You're welcome. I told you. I'm just giving you the tools for success.
We have 3 other shows. They couldn't have put the woman anywhere else than with the guy that got somebody pregnant. Really?
Yeah, now you gotta.
And here we are.
Sounds like somebody has a push present.
It's for your best
coming their way.
interest.
Sure.
Did she give you any idea of what she wants?
No, she gave me the I am expecting something answer.
Oh.
You know, without saying it directly.
That's my favorite.
So, I got the look of
You can't
know what
screw
you
up
have
now.
to do now.
You cannot screw up.
Yeah,
now.
you're
I was
all
like,
the way in.
She brought it up. I'm like, yeah, I've never heard of that before. Like, it's the weirdest thing ever. She's like, oh, is it? No, it's very normal. It's like normal people know what that is. It's only you, honey. Like, oh, okay, thanks.
Yeah, now you're in. Now you got to get her a gift.
All the moms on my feed were loving it. Lots of messages coming in being like, this is it. This is iconic. Thank you for speaking our truth. I'm like, this is what I'm here to do.
Speaking our truth.
I'm just going to get something for her, probably a bag, and I'm going to throw it at her mid-labor. There you go. Keep going, honey. Doing great.
While you're sitting there.
You say this. You would never.
I know. It's a
He
divorce
talks
waiting to
big.
happen.
He'd be like, here you go, honey. I got you a purse.
I'll teach everybody how to get divorced. Easy as fuck. Throw a bag at your wife mid-labor. Should be fun.
I throw it back at you.
Throw it back at me, she'll kill me. Moving on. All right, guys. Look, I'm sure you all saw the news. Today will be a fun show, but we have to start with some dark times. Big money offer was made for free agent head coach Monty Williams, former Suns head coach.
Yeah.
And it was unsuccessful. Unsuccessful, I think, for a lot of reasons. Falling to 5th doesn't help. Not landing the #1 overall pick essentially sealed your fate there with attracting any top quality coach. So now you're going to have to go and take a chance on a young up-and-comer, unproven coach. Someone off the bench in the NBA, an assistant, or like Troy Weaver is pitching to everybody in LCA, Kevin Ollie. So, rumors are he wants Kevin Ollie. Tom Gores wanted and tried to get Monty Williams, and that failed. So now that that's failed, Jeff, Jaron Collins? Nah, not enough experience. Not enough. Charles Lee? Fuck him. Kevin Ollie, who coached the Thompson twins at a social media network.
Yeah, to be fair, he also did win an NCAA championship
With
UConn.
someone.
I'm not trying to defend. I'm just
Kemba
saying.
Walker?
Well,
Was that the Kemba Walker run?
uh,
Was it not?
Yeah, they had Shabazz Napier. He's been good with guards, but regardless,
Shabazz
No
Napier.
pun intended.
most people's favorite hire if they get Kevin Ali. I looked at this news and I took it for a couple different things. I think part of it is the Pistons. You have the 5th overall pick. It's not the most attractive coaching destination, but I think a lot of it has to do with Monty taking a year off. Because if you look at the Bucks finalists, they wanted Monty Williams, but if you check, he's not on the finalists for the Bucks. So that shows that maybe he's taking a year off at this point, I would assume. But also part of it, I do believe, is, if it was the Pistons and he really wanted the job, he would take it. But he's still under contract for the Suns, so regardless, he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid to take a year off. He can come back next year and have his pick of the litter of new jobs that'll open up. So I don't think this is all on the Pistons, but I think part of it.
No, I think it is.
definitely.
And I think this job day to day becomes more and more unattractive.
Well, like I said, if it wasn't the Pistons, he would probably have that Bucks job. But he's not a finalist for it.
Look, if he doesn't want a job, he has that power and pull to want and get any job, I think. He is probably the most attractive candidate, proven, outside of Budenholzer and Doc that's available. I mean, this is a powerful market. You're not going to get any of them. So instead of going the direction that we've seen some of these younger teams that are up and coming, some have made the play and some have even made the second round of the playoffs in the last few years, instead of going to an NBA bench and polling some of the smartest, experienced, shown that they know how to win, they've been a part of a winning culture, instead of going for that assistant, it looks like the Pistons are going for Kevin Ollie. And this guy to me is Mark Jackson 2.0 for the worst reasons. If you type in Kevin Ollie on any social media platform, you know what you're going to see and hear? Him talking about God, becoming a better man, how important it is to grow up. I mean, it's all good. He's teaching young kids. I get it.
Yeah, he
teaching them to be young
nails
adults.
that side of it.
That's great. I make $15 million a year. I don't need to hear about any of that shit. How do I win games? That's the NBA. Hey, I'm trying to get a max deal. I'm trying to get better as a player. I don't care about camaraderie and all that. That comes with building a good culture.
Right.
That comes with winning. If the Lions finished 6-11 last year, we're not talking about them spearheading the division and praising the culture quote that they've built. No. Going 8-2 down the stretch allows you to sit there and say, okay, they're on to something. The Pistons win 22 games a year for the last 4 or 5 years. There's no culture.
No.
So what culture do they try to replicate, right? It's a copycat league. You want to do the Denver Nuggets route? Well, it took 4 years for Nikola Jokic to get comfortable with himself. The 5th year, he took off. Okay, well, that's 3 years away for Cade and 4 for Ivy. All right, let's go the Mike Malone route. Malone's been there for almost a decade. Okay, who are you hiring that's going to be here for the next decade? And who's going to win games and not go 20-52 or whatever, 20-62, 25-57? Pistons fans are tired of this shit. You've got a good backcourt. It's attractive. I like them as much as you do. But it's not pulling any good coach. And if it's Kevin Ollie, I'm going to kill myself.
And for Kevin Ollie, I'm trying to understand why it's Kevin Ollie, because again, it's all about preferences. He's not my preference. Clearly, it's Troy's. But with Kevin Ollie, what he brings is that side of it, and I know you're going to hate this, player development. And I know you hate that word because you want to win games, but part of that is also developing these young players. So Kevin Ollie, I know, especially with overtime coaching in college, he brings that ability at least. Culture can be built behind winning. So if he's a good coach, he can at least win games. Culture will be developed. Now, I don't have any data to suggest to me that Kevin Ollie would work out in the NBA. I don't know. At least with Charles Lee, you understand, okay, he's been a part of Budenholzer's staff for his whole career. He's been under good coaches or a good coach. He's won a lot of games as an assistant. He was a top assistant. He was promoted last year. Like with Kevin Ollie, it's you were part of the overtime elite league as actually a big part in developing players, which again, a lot of talent coming out of that league. In college, he worked well with guards. You always saw guards, especially for Kevin Ollie, play well in the tournament. Like I get all of that. the developmental side, great. There's also a risk there because with Troy, and again, this is the most important decision he's going to make besides drafting Cade. So whoever it is, the expectations don't change. My worry is you bring Kevin Ali in, and we all expect this team to contend for the play-in, and I don't know if the results will be there initially, right away. And that's the scary part with Kevin Ali. I don't know anything. I only know what he did in college. I only know what he's done with the Overtime Elite. There's a lot of unknowns there, and we won't know any more than Troy and Tom talking to these guys. So if Kevin Ali gets the job, it's for good reason, but he's going to be held to the same standard any of these other coaches would be if they're coaching the Pistons.
I can't.
Get this team to the play-in.
Mike Malone took over in 2015. He's been there for almost a decade, 8 years now. He took over a roster that was constructed with Danilo Gallinari, Randy Foye, whatever the hell his last name is, Kenneth Faried. Remember Kenneth Faried?
Yeah, I do.
Will Barton, DJ Augustine, Daryl Arthur, Sean Kilpatrick. Any of these guys ring a bell? Mike Miller. There you go, Mike Miller. 15 years in the NBA at the time, but hey, Mike Miller, right? Let's see, Emmanuel Mudiay, bust. Old Jameer Nelson, okay. A rookie, Nikola Jokic, nah. What? Jakar Sampson, they won 30 games in the Western Conference in his first year. They won 30. I'm sorry, they won 33. Year one with Mike Malone. I'm here 4 years now, being told that 20 wins is okay because they're tanking, which isn't a guaranteed pick, along with Dwayne Casey's building and developing these players. Killian Hayes was being developed. Cade, wait, hear me out.
Yeah.
This is not a knock. This is just me getting really frustrated with, if we want to bring in a Kevin Ali, I don't want to hear about player development. I want to hear about winning basketball games and building a winning basketball culture. If you go out and win 33 games this year, I'm very happy. I think that's a successful season. You want to come out and show your ass and win 20 games with any coach, not just Kevin Ali, I'm going to lose my shit.
Absolutely.
And that's where I stand with this team. Troy Weaver, his job's on the line in terms of who he hires.
Absolutely.
You don't get the third hire. You got Casey, you walked in, you made it work.
Yeah, because he didn't hire Casey.
This is the first one. You don't get that. I mean, I treat Casey as a hire only because how long he let him stay. Regardless of pitching a tank, it doesn't matter to me. I think that is incompetency at its finest, really. But whatever. I don't want to rag on Casey here. It's not the point. The point is Mike Malone walks in, wins 33 games with a shit roster in the Western Conference.
Monty Williams doubled the win total his first year with Phoenix.
For the Suns.
Yeah.
I want to see a coach come in here with an identity and coach his ass off. And if you want to grow with the young players, be my guest. Be my guest. I don't mind. And this is a great situation for any young coach to find their voice. Look at Missoula. Why is he struggling? It's not because he's an idiot. He took over a team that was in the NBA Finals. Everybody on that team is an alpha. Marcus Smart, alpha character. Jaylen Brown, alpha character. Jason Tatum. They're all alphas. It's tough for a guy to walk in who was not even an assistant for a year.
Youngest coach in the
NBA.
NBA.
Guys, buck the fuck up. We're playing defense. You're not getting that message across. You get a guy like Kevin Ollie, Charles Lee, Jaron Collins, great. They walk in, fine. But I don't want to hear about development. I'm going to lose my mind.
Well, but development can be, because again, I get what you're saying, and I agree with you with development. You don't want the whole season's focus to be player development because then you get away from winning games. It should be win games first, develop players second. Like, player development should happen organically as you're winning games. I agree. I don't think it should be a throwaway season. Just go out there and develop.
Yeah, but I keep hearing
you should win 30-plus
Dwayne
games.
Casey being in the front office. I hear about John Beeline being up there, and everyone's talking about this like, they got all this brain power, and where the fuck does it show up at all, ever? Well, what do you have to show for all the brain power? Troy Weaver, for all the credit he gets, I like the guy. What do we have to show for it? What?
Well, not wins.
And now it's Kevin Ollie?
Bruh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to... I don't know.
How does this news coming out and being so public affect the next contract that they try to get done?
I think whoever they get, they're probably going to give them 4 years minimum.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to change much.
Especially who the guys they have and they're interviewing, Charles Lee, Kevin Ali, Jaron Collins, these guys, and now it's really just Charles Lee and if I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen Jaron Collins, at least rumored. It's really just Charles Lee and Kevin Ali. At least those guys, they've been the candidates since the start. So at this point, I think if they offer either of those guys a job, I would assume they would take it.
You don't think that they'll use this as leverage?
No, because Monty has a better resume than both of them combined in the NBA. So I guess that if you want to come after Monty and use it as leverage, well, I'll say, well, Monty took his team to an NBA Finals. So have you done it?
I'm trying to.
And Ali hasn't. Charles Lee hasn't. So I don't think it affects it, but it is. I mean, when this becomes public, it's like, oh, he doesn't want to go to the Pistons, which I think partially is true. But Monty Williams has taken a year off. I don't think he would have been a finalist for that Bucks job.
If your job was appealing enough, he would have taken it. The Pistons' job isn't that appealing.
Isn't the Bucks job the most appealing job?
No, it's not, because Chris Middleton is aging not so well. You have arguably one of the 3 best players in Giannis. It's an aging roster. It gets older every year. Their window was the championship year and this past year to get something done.
Yeah.
And the last year, the 2 years, really. So they went and won the chip after the bubble, and then it was lost in the Eastern Conference Finals, I believe. And that's the year the Golden State Warriors won. Mm-hmm. And then there's this year, lost in the first round. That is not the most appealing job. And if you're Monty Williams, you know what job you want? You want the next job where you're like, yeah, I want to build that. I don't think Monty's looking to coach a championship-ready team that's on the literal last year before they have to reconstruct around Giannis, which is likely this year. You get one more year with that 55-win Bucks team, and then it's, okay, Lopez, what are we doing with him? Middleton? I mean, he's regressed the last 2 years. Drew Holiday, I love the guy, so you can never go wrong with him. He can stay. Mm-hmm. Then what? What's around me? What's Giannis working with? You're going to have to reconstruct that. You want that job? You get fired if you get bounced in the second round because Middleton is a scrub and Giannis gets hurt again? I don't think the Bucks is the most appealing job for a guy like Monty. He's shown he can build something. I think that's his next project.
Well, the 2 most appealing jobs is Phoenix and Milwaukee. Because of who you're coaching. And that matters. Like, you look at the roster, yes, you're correct. But if I get to coach Giannis, arguably the best player in the world, like that's the most appealing job. Or Devin and KD, that's an appealing job. I don't know. The Bucks really wanted Monty. He's not in their finalists. Like, maybe there's a chance Monty said, nah, I'm good. But there's also a chance that Monty's simply saying, I'm going to take a year off and see it. There's going to be plenty of opportunities. Monty's going to be pursued constantly. And I love this comment, too, because I didn't even think about this. Coach Walk says, Monty going to Boston. Imagine that scenario. Boston fires Joe Mazzulla, Monty Williams. I think Monty...
Zero chance they fire Mazzulla.
I know you said he doesn't want to take a job where he wants to build something. If that Boston Celtics job opens, Monty Williams, I'm jumping right
that you can sell me on. But, sorry, Mazzulla's not getting fired.
There might be a slight chance he gets fired.
There's a slight.
That is Brad Stevens' boy. That is not happening. That is handpicked. You know Ime Udoka? His assistant coach was Mazzulla.
Yeah.
You know who picked him for that role? Brad Stevens, not Ime Udoka.
Yeah, he was the GM.
Like, that is his hand-picked guy.
And to be fair, all the top assistants for Ime left, and then Joe Mazzulla took over.
And that's the biggest problem I think Boston has, is their whole bench was taken away, and they replaced it with a 34-year-old.
Yeah, he didn't have any top assistants with him.
There was nobody there for him to work with, so the fact that they're even in the Eastern Conference Finals is something, but it just shows how talented they are. But who knows? Monty maybe. We'll take a break. When we get back, the NBA is a copycat league, just like most sports, right? You go most professional sports leagues around the United States, and you're looking at the MLB, NHL. Everybody tries to copy each other, right? Everybody's looking to be the next Tampa Bay Lightning, the next Patriots, right? Yeah, everyone always wanted to copy the Patriots at the time. Now it's the Chiefs. You look now in the NBA, we're looking at the Heat. You're looking at the Nuggets. How do we do that? Well, let's answer that question for the Pistons. How the fuck do you go from a 20-win team to a 50-plus win team a year and build a winning culture? Would love to hear your suggestions. We'll get to that next, but before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at the Sports Marketing Agency.
The Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. If you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com for more information.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh, wait, it's 2 for $4. Got to double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on woodwardsports.com. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching on the website, check out everything else that we have going on. Clips, previous live shows, articles, and merchandise. If you're watching on YouTube, like and subscribe and check out our Clips channel. And if you're listening, wherever you listen to podcasts, download and leave a 5-star review.
I love it. We're back here on the Morning Woodward Show, and we always talk about copycatting, right? How do you copycat one of the best teams in the NBA? Well, it's easy to say, oh, well, just you got to get a superstar. Okay, that's part of it. But you look at Denver and how they've built around Jokic. I think a lot of teams can learn a lot from how you don't have to sell away your franchise for players that don't deliver on the goods like Kevin Durant, Phoenix. FYI, you were a better team before him. You don't have to sell the farm for that guy if you have somebody already in. And then you look at Miami, really the pinnacle of the NBA. The way they've been ran with Pat Riley and Spoelstra now for over a decade, it's been incredible to watch. The guy walked into one of the most insanely tough locker rooms. LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and he was tasked with guiding it. And they won 2 chips out of it, 2-2 in the finals in those 4 years. And then they moved on, and the Heat were supposed to never be good again because LeBron's not there. And Spoelstra said, watch this, bitch. And so did Pat Riley. And they figured it out since. And they've been really good. But you look at some of the coaches around the league. J.B. Bickerstaff, been with Cleveland for over 2 years now. You look at Taylor Jenkins in Memphis. He's been there for a minute. You're allowing good coaches to develop with the team, right? So I'd imagine the optimistic Piston fan would say, well, look, if they hire Kevin Ollie, Jeff, he's going to grow with the team. So they'll go from the 20 to the 30, from the 30 to the 38, from 38 wins to 44, to 48 to 50 eventually. Fine. But you know what you're telling me? And I hope we can all get comfortable with this. Team is 5 years from being a 45 to 48 win team.
The Pistons are 5 years.
That's what it looks like right now.
No. They ain't that far. 5 years
Please.
from a 40-win team?
They're not that far. I didn't say 40 wins. I said 45 to 48.
So 5 more. 45.
I mean, it's a big difference in the NBA. A team that finishes 38 and 44 is completely different than the team that finishes 48 and 34. There's a huge difference.
Yeah, but 5 years. If you haven't won 45 games in 5 years, Troy's out of here.
Where? Well, that's the point.
Well, context.
Where?
Now you're hiring a new head coach.
Great.
They got a lot of money to spend. Like now, this time the
there are
time
3
clock starts.
players on this roster that will be here in 5 years. Cade, Ivy, and Duren. I think those are your only 3. Everybody else can fuck off. And you're going to move them. Or their contracts are going to expire, and you're going to choose not to resign them. That's what's going to end up happening. So in 5 years, by the 5th year, if this isn't a 48-win team, I'm done with life. I just am. But they're 4 or 5 years away, Jeff.
I don't think
starting tomorrow or the next week or the week after when they hire the coach, they're 4 years away.
I don't think so.
We give Troy a lot of credit. That's not a winning basketball team. This is not a winning culture in Detroit. The front office hires losers on salary and retains them for what? To do what? I think I'm more mad than anything.
No, I think you are. I think you are, which understandably so. I think most Pistons fans are. 5 years would be, that's ridiculous. There's no excuse.
You say it's ridiculous.
No, it's ridiculous.
But if I would have gone back we weren't doing a show.
Different. You're going back 4 years ago, yes, because that was the year before you got Killian Hayes. So, or no, excuse me, that was actually the year you drafted Killian Hayes.
Yes.
So, yeah, like at that point, looking in the future, it's like, we're kind of piecing together a core. They have a young core. They have money. They have a top 5 pick. They're getting a new coach. If you take 5 years to win 45 games, that would mean your head coach has won 40 games maximum through his first 5 years. He's fired already. Get him out of here. How do you not win more than 45 games? So I don't agree with that, but it is a copycat league. And I have a checklist of things that I think the Pistons need to nail, that the Nuggets nail and the Miami Heat have nailed. It starts with having a superstar player. Miami Heat, you have Jimmy Butler. The Denver Nuggets, you have Nikola Jokic. The second thing is building the right roster around him. So you have Denver, the collection of role players they have, they've been able to do that. They've been able to build an identity. Miami, even though it's undrafted free agents, still productive role players. Bam Adebayo's an all-star. They have a plethora of shooters. They have the right players around Jimmy. Same with Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, KCP, and Bruce Brown, who they added. Great additions, by the way. Took them over the top. There's a lot of things that go into. I think identity is important. Having the right coach, obviously, Eric Spoelstra and Mike Malone. The job those two have done, two best coaches, at least now in the postseason. Those three things matter. Turning these guys into superstars, Ivy, Cade. Most likely it'll be Cade, but we'll see. Maybe you have two superstars in house. You got to hit on your coach. And by default, if you hire the right coach, that identity will be built, whether it's defensively like Miami or offensively like Denver. And I think Detroit and what they want to do, it would be more so defensively because, again, they want to mimic the city, but they got to find an identity, to your point, and something you've been clamoring for the last two years. Finding an identity, it's so important. It really is in the NBA, not just the NFL. So it starts with hiring this head coach because whoever you hire, Kevin Ali, for example, I don't know what his identity is going to be, but damn, you better find one. And you got to make sure these guys develop into all-star, superstar level players, and then you surround them with role players, which they have money this offseason to spend.
Let me know if you agree with this.
Got to spend it the right way.
If Dwayne Casey had built an identity in Detroit, I think your floor is 30 wins the last 2 seasons. Would you agree with that?
If you had an identity with these players,
if you actually built something. And when I say identity, I don't mean, oh my God, I'm so happy to go to work today. I love working here. No, fuck that. I don't care about that. I'm talking you have an identity, a commitment to playing defense.
Yeah.
You have a reason, a why, an understanding of how you move the ball on offense. How do we get open looks? How are we a more consistent team? Mm-hmm. That's never been built. So this new coach, whoever it is, has to come in and do that.
Yep. 100%.
But if I want to use the Mike Malone example, I showed you the 2015 Nugget roster. It wasn't all that.
It was ugly.
33 games in the Western Conference. If you're a coach and you're serious about establishing and building something, which Dwayne Casey, in my opinion, never was, and Troy Weaver never was for the last 3 years, if you were serious, at worst you would win 30 games with a decent amount of talent, which the Pistons kind of have. But they have no identity. They have no reason. They show no effort to do anything consistently. And you know what? I'm pitched for 2 years, and this isn't really you. This is just general Pistons talk from all the conversations we've had. But, you know, the fact that I got to listen to Killian Hayes is developing. Fuck him. I don't care. I don't care about Killian Hayes. I don't care about any of your fucking players.
I don't give a fuck.
You know what I loved most about Jaden Ivey? It wasn't that he was so effective from the mid-range down the stretch in the second half of the season, or that his free throw percentage really improved down the second half, or that he shot a better three-point percentage. I don't care about any of that. You know what I care? You know what I love about Jaden Ivey? He brought it every night.
True.
I never had to ask myself, where's Jaden Ivey? Never. Love that. There's a piece. Same with Duren. There's a piece. I know it's hard to swallow and accept that it's 4 years away, but it is, man. I'm telling you. You hire the perfect coach, like the right one, you win 30 games next year. And then you win 37, 38 the following year.
That's 2.
The third year, maybe you have a winning record. What are you going to do in free agency? Contracts are going to be up. I don't know. And again, you can talk about the money. I can go to the next 2 years of free agent classes. They're shit. They are complete shit. And it's not. No one's saving the day here. Devin Booker, as much as I would give up my 5 fingers for him, it's not going to happen.
Right.
And if it does, it's going to require KD and that whole situation falling apart, But then again, Matt Ishbia is not going to let that happen, and he's not going to let the franchise's value go down anymore because he just bought the damn team. So good luck. That's not happening, guys.
JB, can I ask your thoughts on my my checklist to have a winning team? Right, 3 things: having a superstar player, surrounding him with the right fit for role players, and then having an excellent head coach who then creates an identity for your team. Would you say that's pretty much mimicking the last 2 teams left?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
3 teams left?
Well, yeah, I think that's fair, but it's also finding all those key parts that you need.
Right.
First, it starts with the coaching. I mean, you got these 2 candidates right now, in Charles Lee and Kevin Ollie, that are just okay. They're just okay. I don't know if they're going to be that coach that pushes this team a little bit further to get them to where they need to be in the championship or playoff status, but it's worth a shot. But the only thing I fear is that either one of these coaches are just going to be a bridge coach to the next one. You're going to give them, as you said, that 4 to 5 year contract, and then probably fire them.
But that's not working in the NBA, though.
I know, it's crazy.
I know, and that's terrible.
Mike Malone's working.
That's
the
how
dude
the
in
NBA
Memphis is working.
Like, Monty should have never been fired, in my opinion. Monty,
well, I agree with that, but this is the NBA. His fate was sealed when they moved for KD. I still think the Suns were a better team without KD. I think the depth was unbelievable.
Right. They're gonna
you
have
could
to fix
actually
the
rest
depth.
Booker and keep him fresh, knowing that you had all these players, Cam Johnson, the skinny kid.
Mikal Bridges as well.
Mikal Bridges,
who's
but
really
who's the
good
skinny
player.
kid? Plays guard. Ugly guy.
Skinny guy who plays guard who's ugly.
Made all the threes in the playoffs this year.
Well, Campaign,
there
but
you
they
go.
still
That's
have
what I'm
him.
talking about.
Yeah.
But that's my point. That was your
ugly.
bench.
He goes, who's the skinny guy who's ugly?
Anyways, we'll take a break. When we get back, let's move on from the NBA. I want to get to Jared Goff, 3rd in wins in the NFL over the last 6 seasons among active quarterbacks. It's just another statistic to show you why this is going to be the most toxic offseason we've ever had in our lives.
I was told he's the 16th ranked quarterback according to PFF.
Well, look, you can use stats however you want. We'll do that next. But before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Guardian Alarm.
Let me tell you about them. Good defenses matter in the NFL and the NBA. And let me tell you about Guardian Alarm and why they matter. They got customized solutions from real experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring and technology that's backed by people. Your safety and security deserves something that's been proven to work, but also by people that have been proven to care. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for more information.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show at woodwardsports.com. Thanks for tuning in. Please be sure to check out all the rest of the great shows that we have going on the network Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. We have Morning Show, we have Big D Energy, we have Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, and we have the Woodward Heavyweights. And as always, follow us on social media at Woodward Sports.
You know, I always think of like innovative ways to help grow the network, and you know, whether it's on social media or just part of all of our shows. And I think I have a great idea for the heavyweights. Mm-hmm. And I need Jeff and Gabby's and JB. I need your opinions on this, because I will not present it to the heavyweights unless you guys give me the thumbs up.
I'm sure they'll see this. You're kind of already half presenting it, but sure.
Probably. Maybe. I think the heavyweights should have a segment dedicated weekly in promoting community efforts and just kind of a longer picture, right? Because you want to think of people that represent a brand. I think that heavyweights can represent male breastfeeding to an elite level.
What the hell did you just say?
I mean, they look like boobs when they take off their shirts, right? Right? So you can pass it off, and we'll be a very diverse and acceptable company. Thoughts?
Gabby, I'll let you take this one.
No comment.
JB?
I just want to know if you've seen the thumbnail yesterday for their show.
I haven't.
What was the thumbnail?
It's both Easy and Spencer in bikinis.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, they already know. I think this is a home run idea. Everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy.
So what were you saying about Jared Goff earlier? I heard he's number 16.
Oh, I was saying that Jared Goff would approve of Easy and Spencer breastfeeding, but no. CBS, I believe it was, put out a reason, one of those like active quarterback lists, and Jared Goff was third on the list, I think only behind Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, for the most wins in the last 6 seasons. And obviously take it into context because only 2 of them were with the Lions and the other 4 were with the Los Angeles Rams, all 10-plus win seasons. So a majority of those did come with the Rams and Sean McVay. But Jared Goff, third on the list in wins. And people will jump and say, oh, my, that's my quarterback. That's my teammate. Look.
It's my quarterback.
The guy is one of those quarterbacks that I think we can all agree you can win with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he's Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow. I'm not saying he can be. But you know what Jared Goff is really good at? Winning football games when he's surrounded by good quality talent. How many quarterbacks do you know that even with all the talent and the coaching, they just suck or they struggle or they make the timely mistakes that cost their team game after game after game after game? Again, when we talk about the 10, 12, 15 best quarterbacks, Goff's in that conversation. You and I have him at 10. But I do think we have to just stop caring so much about, do we have the next Patrick Mahomes? Can we get the next Joe Burrow? Is it Caleb Williams, Drake May? This past year was, should the Lions go and get a quarterback in the first round? Anthony Richardson. I've been a Lions, actual Lions fan, right? I've been watching the team where I can remember since 2000, right? Where I have good enough memory to say I get it. Teams had one franchise quarterback. It's Matthew Stafford. You know what they look like. And before that, it's John Kitna, Jeff Garcia, Gus Frerotte, fucking Charlie Batch, Drew Stanton, Dan Orlovsky, God bless him. It wasn't pretty. I'm not saying Goff is the bee's knees or he's going to carry your franchise. But if the coach is a B- and the roster's a B+, you win 10, 11 games on a consistent basis with Jared Goff. That's his history. That's most quarterbacks like him, Jeff. That's their history. Would I love Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow? Sure. It's not reality. It's just not. So why even bother?
Yeah.
I'm not saying extend for the next 4 years. I think this is a big year for Jared Goff. But don't sit and tell me the guy's not capable or that he's the problem. Show me that he's the problem. I always do this with you. I always tell you, what's the ceiling? I don't know the ceiling yet.
We'll see.
Jared Goff's ceiling in LA was a Super Bowl. Getting to the Super Bowl. That was his ceiling. I would love to hear what his ceiling, you think at least, is going to be in Detroit. If it's nothing short of an NFC title game,
oh yeah,
I'm out. But that has to be the level below the ceiling, right?
But think about what you're saying. His ceiling is making the Super Bowl. How many quarterbacks currently in the NFL have made the Super Bowl appearance?
He's proven that with the right coaching, the right defense. Again,
right.
It takes more than that.
Yes, but that's
aren't you sold on what Brad Holmes is building?
Absolutely.
So why would I not give him that ceiling? Again, I think your biggest question here is, can Dan Campbell go from a C- coach over his first 2 years to a B, even a B+ coach? I think he can. I think you saw the B+ version of him down the stretch last year. I think he got a lot better down the stretch.
Right.
So you saw some glimpses. But I don't need Jared Goff to make some stupid list about active quarterbacks with the most wins. I don't care. I know what I have. I know that Case Keenum started an NFC championship game. I know that Mark Sanchez went to 2. I know Flacco went to multiple and got to a Super Bowl. Hell, won one. I'm not saying that's the most ideal situation. It's not. But damn it, with the right coach, the right GM, and the right roster, guys like Jared Goff thrive and are much better than you even like to think. So that's my Jared Goff friend. I think the guy gets a lot of shit for no reason.
No, I agree with that. This is proof of concept you could win with Jared Goff. And let me ask you this. Aaron Rodgers on this list. Alex, I just sent you the list, actually. I want you to put up the screen just so people have context of what it looks like. Patrick Mahomes, 64 wins in the last 6 seasons among active quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, 57. Jared Goff, 54. By the way, last 6 years, 2 of those quarterbacks have played in Super Bowls, just noting that. Aaron Rodgers has not in the last 6 years. The other part of it is 3 less wins than Aaron Rodgers. But let me ask you this. How many Super Bowl appearances do both of those guys have in their career?
Each one.
Think about that. And we would classify Aaron as elite for a lot of his career.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Elite. Not saying, and again, it's not trying to discredit Aaron or pump up Jared, but the fact is, this whole elite talk gets a little lost sometimes with what really matters. Jared Goff, what you're seeing is if your team's constructed the right way, you have good coaching, you can make a Super Bowl, or you can win as many games as he's won. I mean, even last year, the team, I know it was a story of 2 types of seasons, 1-6 to 8-2, but just look at the totality, 9 wins last season. You did that with Jared Goff, and he had, honestly, one of his best seasons in his career. And this team was nowhere near complete, especially that defense. So imagine if you had a top 15 defense last year. What would the record be? Would they have made the playoffs? What would that have looked like? Those are the questions I have. Listen, for Jared, if you talk about the future, and I don't want to pay him $45 million, whatever your case is, and I agree with that, there's something to it. That's fair. But to say Jared, to try and discredit who he is as a quarterback and what he's actually done in the NFL, it's insane. Like, the guy's made a Super Bowl. He's won multiple playoff games. He's on this list. Those 3 quarterbacks, he's on the list with Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. It's pretty impressive. So I don't want to hear that the whole Jared Goff thing. I think people get so wrapped up, and I get it. Today's day and age, you get to see Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. Everybody gets so wrapped up in getting that guy, and that's why Hendon Hooker. Everybody's excited for Hendon Hooker. We don't know what his potential is. But the reality is you have a starting quarterback right now on the Detroit Lions who can take you to the playoffs, can win playoff games, hell, could make a Super Bowl appearance in the future. He's done it before. A lot of things have to go his way, but that's most quarterbacks in the NFL. There's not too many that you can win because of. A lot of these quarterbacks now you win with, which is fine. That's not a bad thing. But until the Lions figure that out, Jared Goff's here to stay. And you'd much rather have him as your starting quarterback than a lot of other guys. I just made an argument yesterday. I'll take him over Geno Smith, even though a lot of people have him ranked over Jared Goff. It's ridiculous. So I do think Jared gets a bad rap sometimes. And again, could he come out this year and he struggles? Of course, you have the right to change your mind. But right now, the way he's playing in Detroit, he's playing some of his best football. And then you have a list like this who comes out that basically says you can win with him, especially in the regular season.
If I were to give you a list of the most elite, the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now, count with me. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Not in any specific order. And I think I would throw in Lamar just for you. All right? I would say 6, but with you, we'll go with 7 with Lamar, okay? There are 7 active elite, holy fuck quarterbacks in the NFL. Okay? That means 25 other teams have, good, really bad, rookies, vets. That's what the 25 other teams have. And I brought this up a month ago, and it's never been more true even today. 28 possible starting quarterbacks in the NFC Championship game since 2010. And there have been 18 different ones. You know how diverse that is? 18 different starting quarterbacks in the NFC Championship game. Aaron Rodgers is responsible for 5 of those. So you want to take out the 1 and the 5? That's 23. Out of 23 possible starters, 17. That diversity is insane. You know what that tells me? That every quarterback can get to the NFC Championship game. Same thing with the AFC. You remove Tom Brady's name over the last decade and a half, it's pretty well spread out. Joe Flacco, Big Ben. You got Mark Sanchez.
Ryan Tannehill?
You got Blake Bortles. Ryan Tannehill got to an AFC title game.
Yeah.
So the list, I can go on and on and on and on and on here. Jimmy Garoppolo got to one. Brock Purdy recently. I'm not saying it's easy. Is it easier to have the guy? Yeah.
Of course.
I would love that. But the Lions are the only team in the NFC in its history to never win an NFC title game. They've never been to a Super Bowl. The only NFC team that's never been to one.
And that's not on Jared Goff. That's a lot of other things that go into that.
Of course not. But my point with that is that they've been to the fewest NFC title games.
Right.
And I have a quarterback that I've seen get to the title game, and I have the formula on how. I got to get a good defense. I have to have a respectable, balanced offense, a very good coach, and I can get there. Is Dan Campbell a very good coach? I don't know yet.
We'll find out this year.
You're going to find out a lot about him this year. And even this year, I don't think it'll be able to answer that extreme question of, is he very good? Would you say Nick Sirianni's very good? You would put him in the Andy Reid conversation.
Well,
would you put him in the Mike Tomlin's conversation?
Maybe not. No.
Well, this is my point.
Yeah, he's not
For
on
all
that
that
level.
he's accomplished this early, he won't get the credit until 2-3 years from now, after another 2 divisions. Not that he doesn't deserve it.
Right.
But the point is, you aren't remembered for 1 year. You are remembered for a sustainable 5, 6, 7, 8 year period where you are one of the best coaches and have one of the best teams in the NFL. Sean McVay had to earn it. Kyle Shanahan had to earn it. It takes years. So that's where I'm at. If all these quarterbacks can do it, why not Jared Goff? If all these teams can do it, why not the Lions? You love Brad Holmes. You love what he's building. I think we all agree with that. So that's where I'm at this morning.
And I'm going to read this comment. Dre says, WoodwardSports.com. Easy says, literally all of Goff's success is because of Ben Johnson, as if Goff doesn't have to make decisions and reads and make good throws. Yeah, I don't like that narrative either. I'm not going to say all of his success is on Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson's not the one on the football field making plays. Like, Jared did that.
Well,
I think
then Shane Steichen was responsible for Jalen Hurts,
Right,
and Jalen Hurts is going to suck balls this year based on that logic.
Well, true. I guess off that logic, you're correct. Like, Ben deserves credit, but come on, dude. Like, the most impressive thing for me for Jared is the fact that he did it in L.A., and now he's in Detroit, and he just had one of his best statistical seasons in another city with another coaching staff. That's impressive. Because you can look at guys that have been a part of the same coaching staff. Jared's had a lot of different coaches in and out of house. And like Broder put in the chat, this is the first time Jared's going to have the same OC and same quarterback coach for 2 consecutive seasons. Think about that for a second. For a guy like Jared, who played in L.A., I know Sean was calling plays, but quarterback coaches are being hired every year, Zach Taylor being one of them. Now he's with the Bengals. Like, Jared had to face a lot of adversity. Now he's got consistency in Detroit. I'm excited to see what he does with it. Paul Thomas says, the heavyweights are unrealistic about 2 things. They don't give Goff enough credit, and they give Mahomes way too much credit. Gotta love the heavyweights.
All right, I love it. We'll take a break. When we get back, we'll go around the NFL. Mahomes valuing his legacy, what that means for the quarterback market. Lamar expecting to throw more. I know that turned you on a little bit, Jeff.
I know it turned you on. Boy.
Oh, no.
You call him a running
back. Dude, I couldn't keep it in my pants yesterday. I was so happy. You have no idea. We'll get to that next at 9 o'clock, by the way. Top of the hour, Jeff and I, along with Gabby and JB, will share our favorite Detroit sports moments. And from our pre-show conversation, looks like there aren't many. So we'll get to that at 9 o'clock.
The whole segment.
That should be fun. But before we go, Jeff, our good friends over at Big Boy.
Let me tell you about them. Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. You can try some classic breakfast items like some strawberry hotcakes or mouth-watering red velvet waffles. But if you're not feeling breakfast, you can get the strawberry bacon chicken wrap or cool off with the refreshing summer splash salad. But if you're feeling dessert, they got it too, including their very delicious classic strawberry pie, deep-fried vanilla Oreos, or strawberry hot fudge cake, and more at Big Boy.
How would you like to win not 1, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out everything else that we have going on the website. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Download the podcast and leave a 5-star review. We have some Mahomes talk to get to.
Oh, yeah, I love this. So Patrick Mahomes was speaking on his legacy yesterday. And he said, look, basically, to summarize here, I've made enough money. I still want to make a lot of money. I want to make sure I'm being compensated for my performance, of course.
Yeah, if you have a brother like Jackson Mahomes, you deserve all the money in the world.
Well, beyond that, lunatic, there's the football side of it. I think that he's very aware of. The quarterbacks do command the highest salary in the NFL. It is the most important position. I think rightfully so. I think rightfully they should be paid that much. Having said that, if you want to win over a long period of time, I think Tom Brady has shown this, you have to take pay cuts. Maybe not to the extreme level Brady did, because he did marry a supermodel wife who was banking $40 million a year. I mean, that helps.
Gotta factor that in there.
It's a little caveat that I think matters, right?
Yeah, it does.
My wife was making $40 million a year. I would fucking mop the floor with my tongue for all I care. Sign me the fuck up. Anyways.
I don't believe the Mahomes household is a dual income household.
It is not. Well, I mean, I think she has like her own gym stuff, right?
Yeah, but she
I don't know,
have to
yoga.
Work. That's optional.
She'll make money just for being his wife, right? So like, she'll be fine. She'll figure it out. But anyways, the main point: guy's banking $40 million a year. Endorsements probably adding on another 15, 20, 30 easily. I think you look at his situation; he's going to be the face of the NFL for the next decade.
Absolutely.
And with being the face of the NFL, the advertisers will keep coming, and he'll keep getting the endorsement deals, and he'll get the shoe deals, and he'll get the commercials, and he'll get all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll look at his contract and say, yeah, I'll take $15 million less a year. Yeah.
The Brady route.
I'll take $15 million less. You guarantee me that we're going to surround me with everything I need to stay at this top level. And I think people forget that. People think it's just the rookie contract that sets you up for success. No. It's hitting on the quarterback. It's not the rookie contract. When you have that guy, you are set for a decade and a half. Mahomes, Burrow. You had it in Stafford for 12 years. You didn't do anything with it, but that's a you problem. It's not really a us problem here. But the point is, I think Mahomes coming out and speaking on his legacy, that is everything that you want to hear. I didn't hear that with Lamar. With Hurts, I think he set the market standard, right? So it's tough for me not to. I think Hurts did it in a team-friendly way where the next 3 years of his contract, they basically don't pay him shit, and they owe him basically the entire contract in the 4th year. So he's going to be fine. And the team really did a good job of spreading out that money. So Hurts even kept the team in mind with that contract. Josh Allen will do the same. All the guys at the top level, you're going to see that will consider doing this.
Right.
If they have success. If not, and they're not confident in the team, or they're really just not about winning, you'll see them take all the money. But to me, it's refreshing. It's nice to see.
No, it's refreshing, too, because for someone like Mahomes, who's accomplished so much in his young career, to have to come out and actually care about your legacy. I know most guys do, especially at that level, but Mahomes has accomplished so much. If he retired right now, he'd be a Hall of Famer. He'd be one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. If he hung up his cleats right now. So to talk about your legacy, to still have interest in trying to build a winner, and of course he has Andy Reid, he has Travis Kelce, so the situation's looking great. But for him to come out and speak and care about his legacy, even though he's made all the money, he has all the accolades, he's the most talented quarterback, in my opinion, to ever play football, to ever be in the NFL, that matters too. So you talk about hitting on the guy. I mean, for someone like Joe Burrow, too, just to bring him up, he comes into the league, gets injured, his second year makes a Super Bowl. The third year, he gets to an AFC Championship game. Like, for someone like those two guys to have so much success in your young career and to still care and love the game and want to continue to get better, like, that matters. Like, Mahomes is the gold standard for anybody. Like, and I think Jalen Hurts is cut from the same cloth, as in how he looks at the game. I think Jalen Hurts, although he'll make money, although he'll have success, Jalen Hurts, to me, with his work ethic and where he came from, right, had to transfer from Alabama, went to Oklahoma, Same with Patrick Mahomes, drafted. He went to Texas Tech. Not too many people knew about Mahomes. They knew he was talented. A lot of mechanics he had to work on. Went to Kansas City, and look at him thrive. So I think it matters. Mahomes is the gold standard for what he's done in his young career. And to still be just as hungry, that's everything.
It's about the level of maturity that we also talked about when we had the initial conversations about Hendon Hooker. And I think where you started to see that, and I think he was thrown a lot at the beginning with his wife and his brother and a lot of the outside noise that I think he got dragged into. But if you look at his track record through all of that, he's stayed very clean.
Oh, yeah.
He stayed very on a narrow path, focusing on football, letting the press do their thing. And I look at this conversation and I look at these comments he's making, and then I look at the endorsement deals that were like some of his biggest from this last year, one being the Oakley with his daughter. I think it's a bigger conversation about how his team is branding him as a quarterback in the NFL. And I think it being such an American sport, you want to have a quarterback at the forefront of that is a family man, that speaks to American values, that talks about legacy, that has a love for football. And I think his team is doing exactly that.
And by the way, it kind of compares to, got to bring him up, LeBron James. Because
Go fuck yourself. Anyways, moving on.
When he came into the league, the chosen one, and same with Mahomes, after he had that first couple years of his career, he's an ex-Brady. He was already labeled that. So to Gabby's point, to not only have a clean slate with Jackson Mahomes as your brother, but on top of that, to continue to have success, to live up to expectations, to stay out of trouble, like that matters as well. So I think Mahomes, for the next 10, 15 years, you're going to have a ton of Mahomes moments, more Super Bowls.
Doing great with the situation that he's been dealt with, so many people ragging on his wife in the beginning, and there being a lot of controversy around that, and then the controversy that's coming along with his brother. Like, it's going to, I hate to say, but it's going to taint what he's trying to build, and I can see that his team is most likely trying to build this while all this is happening, and there's only so much that you can do to control your brother.
Look, I mean, Aaron Rodgers basically disowned his family, and we really didn't talk about that for his entire career, so it is what it is.
But it's also this new wave with
it's the whole TikTok stuff with Jackson. I know, but still, I think it'll be a dead story in a year and a half, 2 years once they get their shit together. But look, to me, the good thing about hearing Mahomes set the standard is this is also a bargaining tool. You're Brad Holmes, you're Dan Campbell listening to that. You go to Jared Goff and his agent, you say, look, let's say Jared Goff goes out and wins the division this year. You win a playoff game. You do everything you want to do, Jeff, okay? And he has a very good season. You go to Jared and say, look, we want you to be here for the next 4 years. We're not interested in playing around. We want to go all in on building the best team to try and get to a Super Bowl, okay? But we can't come up here and give you Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes money. We just can't. You willing to work with us? Because Patrick Mahomes values having good players around him. We want to keep the good players around you. You take X contract, I can't do that. I can't guarantee you that. You do Y contract, I can guarantee you that. I think that's a very good conversation that we're going to be having probably early November to mid-November, early to mid-November, something along those lines. Once we've seen enough games, how are they doing? You're going to be looking and talking about Jared Goff's contract extension. What's that going to look like? So, moving on, Lamar Jackson. Actually, we'll take a break. Nobody even cares about Lamar Jackson anyways. Can't throw the football. So, we'll take a break.
Gosh.
He's excited to throw a football. I'm excited to see him run the same amount. It's not going to change. It's not going to change. The Ravens are 16-1 when Lamar Jackson runs for more than 90 yards. I don't want to hear it. Moving on. We'll go through our lifetime, which is very young and short, but we'll go through the best Detroit sports moments that we've witnessed. Moving on next, but before we do, Jeff, our good friends over at Swiss Insurance.
Well, we're talking about finding the right quarterback and drafting the right quarterback. What about drafting the right insurance? Swiss Insurance, take control of your life and find the most cost-effective plan, and it'll protect you like the Detroit Lions offensive line. Email Swiss Insurance today, mark@swissins.com. That's mark@swissins.com, or go to www.swissins.com for more information.
By now you know me, Christina Schnurry, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Welcome back to the morning. Woodward. Wow. Good morning. Welcome
It happens.
back to the morning.
It happens. Next
Woodward
thing you know,
show.
you'll be in a bar drunk, knocking people
Woodward
out.
show. I mean, what? Welcome back to the morning Woodward show at woodwardsports.com. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out the website, our social media at Woodward Sports. Like and subscribe on YouTube and download and leave a 5-star review.
I love it. There you go. It's not so. It's your first, fib, fuck up, whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
You do it every day. So
Blunder.
I guess.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't care. I don't care. I'm walking on
I was
eggshells.
just trying to get to this great segment.
Got him!
Oh yeah. JB, how old are you?
Just turned 35.
All right. So JB's the oldest in this room. All right. Alex is a young 34. Jeff is 22.
Yes.
Turning 23. Gabby is 22, turning 23 or 23? You're 24?
I'm 24.
She's older than you, bro. I didn't know that. Fun fact. And then I'm 29, and then Lucas is 17. And yes, we hire minors, and we don't discriminate.
He is not 17.
Okay, moving on. I want to know what your guys' favorite Detroit sports moments that you've been alive for. So, JB, you're 35. So yes. I think you can speak on the going to work Pistons probably as much as I could.
Yeah.
Because I was 10 years old at the time. You were 16?
Yeah, 15,
Roughly
16,
15,
yeah.
16 years old. So I want to hear your favorite moments before I get to these young people who are going to tell me that. Jeff, for example, one of his favorite moments was Dwayne Casey winning 20 games. That's a big deal in his life. So, please bring up something good.
Most of the moments I've had or I've seen live have always been football or basketball. So one of them, as you said, were the 04 Pistons, the going to work Pistons when they won the championship. Another one, MSU winning the Rose Bowl against Stanford. That was a good one there. Trouble with the snap, of course. I got to get that one out there too, just because that's an iconic moment. You wouldn't expect that to ever really happen. Going back to the 04 Pistons, the Malice at the Palace. I thought that one was very entertaining. I wish I could have been there live to see all this go down, but still, it was a fun moment there.
I love it. Gabby, I need to hear it. Is there anything? You're 24. So you were old enough for the Wings.
But also, that I saw and that I remember and, was, actively, was a memory for me. That's when it gets tough. Because a lot of these events, 04, I was literally 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, so that doesn't count.
06, I was 7. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's for these to stick and make an impact, I think is really hard. So I have curated an interesting list.
Okay. God help us.
So hang with me here. So in 2012, I was there when the Giants swept the Tigers.
No wonder we lost the series.
I was there.
Blaming the bullpen all these years.
This is where I'm going to switch it because it was a very cool experience to be there with my family and experience the Tigers in the World Series. Yes, they lost, but it's something that I am still able to talk about. So finding a silver lining as much as I can. I was there in 2002 for the Tigers' last win at Tiger Stadium.
But you don't remember it.
I was 3 years old. So maybe that doesn't make the list. Let me see, what else do I have here? You have the Verlander no-hitter,
Yeah, I'm surprised you and JB
loss.
haven't brought any of this up, and I don't want to take it away from Jeff. Maybe he has it on his list, but Miggy's Triple Crown season, Verlander's MVP and Cy Young season.
There are those, but I'm talking about big moments that I feel would impact me that I would still want. Those are great. Yes, those are great. So this is where I'm personalizing it to myself a little bit. So this was my first Lions game. Obviously, you have those moments that stick with you. But I was in first grade, and I wrote like a handwritten book that you do about it
Okay.
with all the spelling mistakes and everything. Totally forgot about it. My mom found the book the week before I started covering the Lions for Woodward Sports. So that was like later down the road, it was a more impactful Detroit sports moment for me now that I'm here and like have taken this path getting here. And then my last on my list is I sang the national anthem and God Bless America at a Tigers game when I was younger.
Okay.
So that's like a Detroit sports moment for me.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at this girl.
So like just like little personalized experiences
Hell yeah.
that I've had to like, find the silver lining within my list since I don't have much to work
Jeff, what do you got? You ever sing at a Red Wings game?
So
Strip?
No, I
Okay.
can't say that I have.
Hey, yo!
Yeah, my life's been pretty depressing. It really has. 22 years on this earth. I've witnessed a lot of moments, but not all moments that I could remember. Like, I was 4 years old when the Detroit Pistons won the NBA title. And honestly, even through that stretch up until I was about 8, 9 years old, I don't remember everything, but things that stand out to me, especially, it's got to be the Red Wings winning in 2008 as well, because I was 8 years old. I could actually remember a little more things at that time. And my family was always not as much Lions fans, which to no one's surprise. It was the early 2000s. So my family was a Pistons and Red Wings family. My brothers loved the Pistons. Chauncey Billups is my brother's favorite player, Tanner. And that's somebody that I always grew closer with. So especially for the Pistons, that 04 season, although I don't remember it, I do remember my family going to a lot of games, especially during that time. But you know what it sticks out to me? And you'll love this.
Oh, God.
Nobody else will love this. LeBron James.
Fuck you.
Scoring 29.
Only Jeff.
Scoring 29 of Cleveland's 30. No, it was a terrible moment. I'm a Detroit
doing?
sports fan. I talk about LeBron, but this was heartbreaking when he scored 29 of Cleveland's 30 and then scored the final 25 points and 11 of 13 shooting, by the way. That still haunts me. I know everyone would say, Jeff loves LeBron. He probably loved it. No, I didn't. It was terrible, to be honest with you. All those Eastern Conference Finals runs, leaving Robert Horry open in the corner, like these things still sit with me. But the 04 championship, I wish I was older because I don't remember as much as I would love to. That's why I sit here every day and talk about the Pistons, hoping that something happens in the future so I can remember it. But that's all I got. Malice at the Palace was a great one. That's something that, again, I don't visually remember, but I do remember during that time the media, my family talking about it. It was a big moment, especially in Michigan. So that's all I got. I think that the most memorable moment is 2008 Stanley Cup. That's the one that I actually visually remember watching.
Yeah, that would be the one for me too. I was old enough to remember the 04 championship, so that was great.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody gave us a chance to beat the Lakers. That was fun. I named the obvious ones: Verlander's MVP and Cy Young season, unbelievable. Miggy following it up with the Triple Crown, either the year before or after. It was one of the two.
And then most recently, I know this isn't widely significant to most, but Miggy's 500th home run. All right, at least I got to see that and remember.
Yeah,
it.
that's
I'll take
whatever.
A small victory. All right, I got to see Miggy's 500th home run. So
yeah, that
I'll
didn't
take
turn me on at all. That
no.
didn't do much for me. That didn't
turn
move
me
the needle.
on.
It didn't move the needle for me.
Because that season, the season entirely was a disaster.
You want the truth from me? I have no idea where he hit that home run. I'm not sure if it was the left center, right field. I have no idea. I honestly don't even remember his 500th home run.
Yeah.
It's like that insignificant to me. Because he was old as fuck and a turd and hasn't been able to hit the ball for 4 years. So I like to remember the old prime Miggy. The one where
Triple Crown.
dude was batting 330, 50 home runs, 120 plus RBIs, walking 60, 70 times a year. Oh my God.
And then you gave
Golden
him,
days.
And then you paid him.
Gabby listed, the Tigers. I was old enough for all those runs. That was heartbreaking. It is what it is.
We were sitting literally in an entire section of orange.
Yeah. My parents were at the Detroit Athletics ALCS Ordonez walk-off. My parents were in left center field.
Okay.
Closer to that, fucking the bullpen area.
Yeah.
When he hit that home run. And I remember they didn't come home till like 1 a.m. So me and my brother were asleep by then. So my parents had fun that night.
I'm waiting for those moments that we have in Detroit sports that I feel like my parents have talked about, like growing up here, like drinking out of the Stanley Cup, being downtown in Detroit when there's like huge wins and like Malice at the Palace.
Yeah, my parents do the same thing.
There hasn't been those moments and I'm like, damn,
they always
like,
remind me of like
remember this for forever.
Key moments that they got to go downtown and drink and have fun with.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got to celebrate what? Dwayne Casey getting hired? Woo!
No, oh my God. Why does it always go back?
Yeah, I can't help myself because I'm a piece of shit and I know it. I'm a piece of shit and I know it.
At least you know it.
Also, other like lasting impact moments, the Joey Harrington draft.
Oh, jeez.
Was the total fuck you to being a Lions fan. 0-16 will be with me forever. Charles Rogers, how that worked out, awful.
Calvin Johnson retiring for me.
Okay.
It's
Roy
up there.
Williams doing that after a first down 42 in the fourth quarter. Always.
Can I see that again? Yep. There it is.
That's Roy Williams, right? Rod Marinelli, God bless him. Hell, we all lived old enough to see Matt Patricia. I mean, that was something, right? So, it's been tough. It's been tough.
And one thing I can appreciate too, and now in 2023, is the amount of documentaries that we could watch to at least look back. Like, for example, D-Mac. Like, I love D-Mac. I knew the history and what D-Mac at least meant to the city. But when Fight Night at the Joe, the documentary came out, and if you guys haven't watched it, go back and watch it. Woodward Sports actually appears in it, and D-Mac killed it as well. Loved his appearance. But watching those moments, you feel like it's in real time, even though it's not. But going back, I know you were how old at that time?
I was old enough for the late 99 to 2004 wings.
How old were you?
I was like 6, 7 years old.
Okay, so yeah, you were.
So
just...
it was enough for me because my dad and his brothers used to go in like leather jackets to LCA and try to hit on women and stuff before they were married. So like, it was interesting. My their outfits, like I can remember, it was ridiculous.
But even it's like, again, knowing D-Mac, knowing what he means to the city, but also not remembering completely all the details, the intricacies of that moment. I've heard D-Mac, we've talked about it plenty of times, but to go back and watch the documentary and see it from all these people's perspectives, there's so many moments. I feel like as soon as I was born, we're like, all right, guys, let's chill a little bit on these moments. All right, we're having too many. We got championships. We got Malice at the Palace, Fight Night at the Joe, and then I popped out, and it's like, all right, guys, let's relax a little bit. We'll just go back to being mid.
Yeah, the crazy thing is I'm the oldest outside of JB in this room. JB, how old were you in 93? I wasn't born yet.
I was going to say, now I got to do math. So, like 5.
All right, so even JB isn't old enough to remember the Lions winning a division. So think about that.
Yeah.
Like everybody in here, anybody under the age of like 37, 38, have gone their entire lives knowing the Lions as shit. Think about that. That is fucked up. Yes, so that's why I value a division title. Because I at least can fucking say, hey, I witnessed something. Not, oh, they got to the playoffs and lost to the Seahawks. Oh, they got to the playoffs and lost to the Saints. Oh, they got to the playoffs and lost to the, Dallas Cowboys. Woo. Fuck out of here, man.
How about win your division, then win a playoff game?
Great. Start with the first one. Then we can talk about the second one.
Playoffs?
I'm going to kill myself one of these days, honestly.
Don't do it.
Is Ja Morant okay? They did that welfare check.
He's fine.
He's fine.
That, again.
Look, you know what? I'm just glad I didn't grow up on social media. Because the amount of lyrics I would have quote tweeted and bullshit in my feelings when I was like 10, 11 years old, people would have thought I was a suicidal kid. Just saying.
I feel like this Adam versus, like, I like to go back and meet 13-year-old Adam.
Yeah, you don't want to. You'd probably bully me.
Why would I bully you?
I'm just saying. Me at 13, I wasn't a grown-up. I didn't grow up, like, I didn't fit in until I was like 15. Because I was a freshman varsity baseball player.
Yeah.
So I got so much shit my first year in high school. And I was like, yeah, I'm good. I figured it out. I know how to make friends. I'm good at sports. It's what I know how to do. We'll use that to make friends. Because clearly I don't know how to do anything else. That was it. That was it. And then I left to school the next year. It was great.
And now you're thriving.
Now I'm thriving.
Having a kid.
Never better.
Giving out push presents.
Never better.
Life's
yeah, okay. Dude, I was the worst kid. I was not the smartest kid, but, I was okay in school. I was good. I was enough to make honor roll, whatever the fuck that shit is.
You were smart.
That useless. No, it was like whatever. And I was like one of the 5, 6 best kids at any school I was at in sports typically. So like that was good. So I never was like at the bottom of the, food chain in middle school and high school, but I was never at the top either because I was so quiet.
So you're mid.
I was a mid Mid-high schooler.
If we're comparing it to, just
I
say
didn't
you're mid.
evolve until like post-high school. I didn't like break out of my shell.
That's okay.
I moved to California. That woke me the fuck up. Right out of high school.
Told me some
Dropped
stories.
out of college. My dad looked at me like, what the fuck? I said, hey, Dad, I'm going to California.
How long were you out in California for?
About a year, 2 years.
Got some stories, too.
Oh, yeah.
I know you do.
We can't say them. Gabby's here.
We got to have a story time with Adam saying.
I mean, maybe I can. I don't know.
I love that.
There's a really long story. It's one of my favorite Tinder stories.
Well, good thing it's time for a break.
Thank God.
Yeah,
Because I do not want to say this publicly.
Thank God.
Although, you know what? Never mind. We're going to take a break. When we get back, most underrated player on each NFC team. Jeff and I will dive into this next. But before we go, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Planet Fitness. If you're between the ages of 14 and 19, well, you're welcome. In all of North America, you can go to any Planet Fitness and work out for free. That's right, for free, costing nothing. If you're a high schooler, teenager between 14 and 19 years old, get to the gym this summer. Don't be a lazy ass and don't be a fat ass. Get to the gym, get off your ass, hit the bicycle machine, whatever the hell they call it, do some bench presses. If you're not happy with your body and you're between the ages of 14 and 19, here's your free tryout. If you're an adult and you're still not happy, get your shit together. Your fitness is essential. We'll be right back.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Detroit sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage. We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show. If I go slower, I'll get it faster. At woodwardsports.com. Thanks for tuning in. We have plenty of content the rest of the day coming at you at woodwardsports.com. 11 a.m. with Big D Energy, 2 p.m. with Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, and the Woodward Heavyweights at 5 p.m. And follow us on all social media at Woodward Sports.
All right, we're back here on the Morning Woodward Show. And here's what we're going to do. I want to start in the NFC North. I think that's more important than anything. And we'll start with the Lions. I want to know, Jeff, who you think the most underappreciated or underrated player is going to be this season for the Detroit Lions. And we'll get to the Vikings, Bears, Packers shortly after.
I got an interesting one. Jared Jacobs. And I'll tell you why. Undrafted free agent who I think doesn't get enough credit because, again, you look at undrafted free agents, typically they don't turn out to be, and a lot of the NFL is undrafted, fun fact. But for Jared Jacobs, I don't think he gets the recognition he deserves because last year the whole conversation was centered around Jeff Okudah. Jeff can't cover anybody. He's a liability. He's always hurt. But who was the consistent corner last year who, again, had a couple PIs, questionable calls, but still, for the most part, he was the Lions' best pass coverage corner they had. And I know this year the secondary looks way different. You added CJ, Emmanuel Mosley, Cam Sutton, Brian Branch. But I'm telling you, Jared Jacobs, and if you follow him on Twitter, you know how much he's been talking lately about the respect he thinks he deserves. I think Jared Jacobs is extremely underrated because when I think of underrated, I think of a player that's not rated as high as he should be. You look around the roster, Aiden, James Houston, these guys, impactful players, I think they're all rated accordingly. I don't think Aiden's underrated. Someone who doesn't get talked about enough that I think has a significant impact to me is Jared Jacobs and can be, especially in the secondary. Because Emmanuel Mosley, I think everybody expects Emmanuel, Cam Sutton, these guys to take over and be your both outside corners. And then you have a slot and CJ Gardner-Johnson. But I think Jared Jacobs, the more training camp approaches, you're going to hear more about him. That's my most underrated player right now on the Lions.
I think the most underrated player is Jared Goff. And I'm not looking at this of, what does this town think of Jared Goff? I'm going national. who's an underrated player on this football team that isn't getting enough or doesn't get the recognition we believe he deserves. And let's really look at the media. What have they done the last 3 months?
Mm-hmm.
Talked about Dan Campbell. Biting off kneecaps, motherfucker. Right? Brad Holmes talking about how excellent of a GM he is. They talk about the drafts. Aiden Hutchinson. You don't hear much about Jared Goff. You don't hear much about how Jared Goff has revitalized his career in Detroit.
There's been more talk of Hendon Hooker.
Thank you.
Now that he's been drafted.
Yes.
Than there has been in recent media for Goff.
It's always about the backup.
So maybe to us in this room, and those of you watching at home because you love the Lions, maybe you don't see him as underappreciated or underrated. But I do. I think it is so clear and evident.
Mm-hmm.
You see not Hassan Reddick, Louis Reddick.
Yep.
Go on the Rich Eisen show. Talk about Dan Campbell. Talk about Brad Holmes. Talk about Aiden Hutchinson, Gardner Johnson. Talking about all these pieces that they have. And that they could win with Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff is the most underrated player on this team right now. A guy that's coming off top 5 in passing yards, top 7 in touchdowns, and top 5 in passer rating. Or excuse me, top 5 in touchdowns, top 5 in yards, and top 7 in passer rating. I mean, nothing.
Yeah, and I didn't really think about it, to be honest, because I figured number 1 pick, Jared Goff. We know how.
I
know
get
what
it.
he is. But to be honest with you, nationally, I think you're spot on. Because the more we see these lists, we have yet to see, and correct me if I'm wrong, us doing this show, I have yet to see a national list that has him ranked accordingly.
Yeah, nobody.
Like, we've disagreed with every ranking because we have a different perspective, but I think Goff's a great one. He's definitely
we
underrated.
even disagreed after his first year, going into last year.
Right.
There were lists that had him 27, 28,
It's
29.
ridiculous.
And even me, and I was very hard on Jared Goff his first year. I mean, you'd have to be an idiot not to think the guy can't play. He can. He just plays given the circumstance.
Right.
He's not going to elevate you like Andrew Luck did the Colts. He's not going to elevate you like Mahomes did for the Chiefs. But you give him enough, and you can win.
Look at this one. Brandon Katz. Goff wouldn't even be in the NFL if he wasn't drafted into a system with McVay.
Sure. Okay. I just don't even acknowledge stupid anymore.
I know. I just love
Moving on
that
to the
one.
Packers. Give me a player on the Green Bay Packers you think
is
underrated. I'll start. I think we talk a lot about Jareer Alexander. I think we talk a lot about the defensive line, the top 10 defense, Darnell Savage. We talk a lot about now Jordan Love getting all this attention, Aaron Rodgers leaving, Rasul Douglas.
That's a perfect one.
I think the most underrated corner. I think had he hit free agency, not that he is Cam Sutton, but you would have heard the conversation of, hey, this was a top 25 corner in the NFL last year, just like Cam Sutton was. And you would have heard this is actually a good signing. This is a good football player. And I think that's exactly what he is, a good football player that, lives in Jared Alexander's shadow, and I'm fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be, for me, the most underrated player that the Packers have.
All right, well, Rasul Douglas is the perfect one because
so we're not going to disagree on that.
No, we won't, because I think if you talk about underrated by definition, it's Rasul Douglas, somebody that initially didn't have much expectations for, and then boom, he's already, besides Jair, the best corner on the Green Bay Packers. So I think Rasul Douglas, I ain't going to disagree with that one. That's easily, he's the most underrated.
Fair enough. Let's move on. Let's go to the Chicago Bears since we don't disagree. I think we'll disagree here, though.
Okay.
Go for it. You start.
The most underrated player to me on the Bears is Cole Kmet. And I'll tell you why. Because Cole Kmet before last season, I didn't think much of Cole Kmet, to be honest with you. And I had to really watch Cole Kmet when he played the Lions. I think Cole Kmet is going to rise his stock even more this year. Now, with Justin Fields, is he a great passer? I think so. You'd like to think so. Coming out of college, he was. And now he's got weapons. But I think Cole Kmet is a tight end. You never hear him get talked about nationally at all. And deservedly so. He hasn't really done much. But he's upped his production every year. And last year had a breakout year for the Bears. So I think moving forward, he's going to be Justin Fields, one of his favorite targets. So I'm going to go Cole Kmet.
I struggled with this one. I thought of two players. So I'm going to list them both because I can't help myself. Jaquan Brisker and Braxton Jones. Braxton Jones, we made fun of the offensive line last year. Dude was unbelievable. For a fifth-round rookie, he played very well. Finished with, I think, a 75 PFF score. Guy was solid, very good run blocker. I think they actually found a good offensive lineman in the 5th round. Credit to Chicago. I think Braxton Jones, really good. Jaquan Brisker, excellent player. Really like Jaquan Brisker.
We love Brisker coming out.
Let's wrap up with the Vikings. The Vikings, to me, you move on from Thielen. Who knows what's going to happen with Dalvin Cook? We'll see how that We'll see how that plays out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Kirk Cousins or Justin Jefferson are underrated. So, Jeff, I want to hear it.
So,
who is their underrated player in Minnesota?
Well, he's talked about. You've seen him on some lists, but I don't think he gets talked about enough. Especially in you wouldn't talk about him in Detroit because you have, I think, a better tackle in Penei Sewell. But Christian Darrisaw, like when they drafted Christian Darrisaw, I believe it was last year or the year prior. I can't remember off the top of my head. He is already one of the best up-and-coming young tackles in the NFL. So Christian Darrisaw, what he brings as a left tackle to that offensive line that was mediocre at best before, now with him, you saw, I think he was banged up last year, if I'm not mistaken, and you saw the effect immediately. So Christian Darrisaw, up-and-coming left tackle in this league, and I think it's going to be a part of the Vikings for a very long time. So I'm going to go with Christian Darrisaw, most underrated to me.
Okay, Vikings I struggled with because, to me, Harrison Smith has always been, I think, appreciated, right? But you saw the impact of him when he was not playing for Minnesota last year. And he missed that game or two, I believe. It's tough to say Harrison Smith just because he's such an excellent player. I don't know. I really don't think Minnesota has an underrated player.
I think I mentioned that. I want to bring this up.
Go for it.
Just to give credit. Spencer, my guy in the chat, says Madison all day.
I don't think so. I think he's accurately rated. I think there's a reason they're going to move off of Cook. It's because they think he can do just as good of a job, maybe. Madison is one of those stash running backs you take every year in fantasy. I know fantasy football players love taking a guy like Madison because when Cook's out, that dude is 20 points a game. So I don't think Madison's underrated.
I think Osborne's another one. KJ Osborne, ain't bad.
That's where
by the way, Lions fans know KJ Osborne because he was wide open last year in Minnesota.
We don't have to acknowledge that.
But anyway, don't want to bring that up.
We'll take a break. When we get back, we'll continue the conversation. We'll have some more fun. But before we do, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Cousins Maine Lobster. Scan the QR code. What are you waiting for? Or go to cousinsmainelobster.com and check out their amazing selection of lobster food. You can get lobster tacos. Hell, the Mac lobster is Jeff's favorite, personally. You can order a side of tots or a clam chowder soup or try their lobster bisque soup. Whatever the hell you're feeling, check them out. Scan the QR code. Let them know Adam sent you from Woodward Sports, and you'll thank me later. We'll be right back.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
How would you like to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice? One for you and one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Get to Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut and automatically enter for your chance to win. Courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome. You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
All right, we always talk about lists and where the quarterbacks fall and how good they are, but you know, a narrative, and it's not a narrative, it's just a fact. Jared Goff, over the last 5-6 years, has been responsible for a lot of turnovers. Fair?
Fair.
And a list came out. And I think this is a big, big lesson we can all learn before we anoint superstars. We do this in the NBA. Here's my version of it in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
The most turnovers in one-score games over the last 3 years. Josh Allen with 36, Justin Herbert with 30. Behind them, Derek Carr and Dak Prescott. Not Jared Goff. Not Jared Goff. Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, 1 and 2. Who we both agree, 2 of the 6 best quarterbacks in the NFL easily, right? No knock on them.
No.
But this is why I'm concerned with the Bills. This is why I really want to see Josh Allen take that next step. Because what does Mahomes do? Mahomes do very well. Protects the ball. So does Burrow. So did Brady. So did all the greats. And if Herbert and Allen want to ascend from just very talented to exceptional quarterbacks,
that's part of it.
You got it. That's part of it. Jared Goff not on that list makes me feel really good when Dak Prescott, I was told, is a better quarterback than Jared Goff. But in the last 3 years, in one possession games, there's only been 3 quarterbacks worse than Dak Prescott. So that made me happy. That made me excited. But Alex, are we okay or no? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, Gabby, this is for you. So I'll let you introduce it. Okay? You told us during a break that you sang, or excuse me, you told us during the top 5 moment that you sang the national anthem and God Bless America at a Detroit Tigers game.
And I've decided to subject myself to sharing that with you all. I don't know what brought me to do that, but here goes nothing.
I can't wait.
Guess.
Let's hear it.
Baby Gabby.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you all please rise? Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Non-uniform active military and veterans may keep your caps on while rendering the military salute as we welcome the vocal group True to Comerica Park to lead us in the singing of our national anthem.
I have a fun fact of who's in that video.
Oh, God. That was excellent. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. Easily the best-looking girl among that group. Do you still know them, by the way?
Yeah, still know them all. Know where they're at, what they're doing. One is a music producer.
Okay.
The other one just finished getting her graduate degree at Columbia.
Holy shit.
Yeah. The other is now pursuing musical theater in
There we
New
go.
York.
There always has to be that one person in the group.
And then there's me.
And then
Here.
there's you. Look at you. Stuck with me on the show. You made it
My
in life.
mornings this way.
You made it in life. Way to go, Gabby.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But
Oh, that was amazing.
Fun fact. One of the individuals, and I'll let you decide who in that video, may or may not be the daughter of Dave Dombrowski.
Can I get a playback? Just mute it. Mute it and play back. Let me analyze what's going on here. And you won't confirm which one?
You're doing a play-by-play.
I'll confirm.
I'll do play-by-play.
If you can guess it, I'll confirm.
It's going to be Dave Dombrowski. I got to Google Dave Dombrowski. I forgot what he looks
Now
like.
you're going to compare this got to go off the dome.
Sydney. Yeah, Sydney David.
Make a guess.
It's got to be the tall chick
You
on
got
the far right.
You have a 33%.
It's got to be the third girl from the left.
You have a 33% chance to hit this.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're already wrong.
You got 3 girls.
All right, it's the one in the middle?
Well, I mean, there's 4
Between the
people.
3?
What?
Is it the girl?
Oh, yeah, the one in the middle between
The
the other
chat's
3.
saying the tall one.
God
No.
damn it. I thought it was the tall
It is
one,
not
too.
the tall one. Okay.
God damn it.
Light brown hair. Yep.
Well, that's nice. Look at you.
Yeah.
Look, making friends. Thank God we didn't know each other when Dave Dombrowski was in office. Probably would have ruined that relationship for you, too.
It is what it is now, but yeah, very cool experience.
Oh, God.
And tomorrow on Show and Tell, I'll bring my first grade book that I
Fun
wrote with
fact, I
clients.
did choir in elementary school.
Really?
Yeah.
I think most people.
What was your favorite song that you sang?
I don't remember any of
Yep.
it. I have a horrible memory.
I feel like everybody's at least done choir at some point.
Really? So that's a normal thing.
done
I wasn't
choir?
like some fucked up kid
Yeah,
then.
like about 6th grade.
Right? They like
you have,
encourage you to do
class.
it.
Yeah.
You're in your
I think
music
you get,
class
like,
and you
a
know how to play the
choice,
flute
right?
really
You
well,
get a
and your
choice
teacher's
in
like,
middle school.
Adam, you should do choir. I'm like, okay, Mrs. Susan, yeah, okay. Maybe I'll make friends. Maybe a girl will like me.
I want to see.
No?
I want to see little Adam do that. Or,
Oh, I would
or
crush.
It could be little female Adam. Who knows?
I would crush. I'd whip out my dick, and
Oh,
I would say, fuck
no,
you,
you
Brendan
would not.
Bosch.
No, you would not.
I think Jeff is saying like your child.
You know the as a child, 100% I would do it.
No,
your
kid.
child.
Oh, my child
I
to
would
do
like to
that?
see your child do that. Is what he's saying.
If
Yeah,
the
like a
Tigers are
small
still
version
shit
of
in
you.
5-6 years, I will have him do what I just said I wanted to do.
No, don't.
Because I would have whipped
No,
it out
'cause-
and told Ramon Santiago and Brendan Bosch to suck it.
He would have been 7. He'd be 7 at that point.
I think it's enough to show it off, right?
No, I
God,
do
we got
not.
Hunter Biden
I
with all
do
that
not-
pornography. What's the problem?
I-
My kid goes out and does it at Comerica Park.
I do not share the views.
What do we have
of my
different
co-host.
standards here?
I do not share the same views as my co-host.
Oh,
Jesus.
God.
Well, that was fun. The chat was actually kind of nice. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're easily the best looking girl among that group.
Appreciate
At the time, and I'd easily bet currently, right? So that's like a non-negotiable factor. So you're good there.
Thank you.
I can't even tell which one of your voices because it's a group singing. So like,
I know that's the best.
they
part
can't
of
even
it.
kill you for
I
it.
know. I could have been shit for all you know. I could have just been mouthing the lyrics, and you would never know.
What was
I
that thing called again? A pitch finder?
Pitch
What does that
finder.
do?
Like when you go out there and you sing acapellas or there's like no background noise,
Yeah.
helps you find the note that you should be starting on, so that you don't start like completely off, like way too high or way too low. Yeah,
like
yeah.
that?
And especially with 4 people when you're singing harmonies, if one person is off, it will screw the entire thing.
Yeah, Adam, you never seen Pitch Perfect?
Who?
Pitch Perfect, the movie.
What?
Oh,
no.
my
Is
God.
that?
What?
Should have everybody
Seriously?
have seen that movie?
Yes.
Jeff, you're with me on this?
I didn't. I've never seen Pitch Perfect.
Thank
What?
God I'm not alone for
Alex,
once.
Lucas,
Pitch Perfect.
Pitch Perfect.
What's Pitch Perfect? Let me guess.
seen
It's
it?
some stupid karaoke movie, right?
It's about acapella groups in college.
Oh yeah, like
Which-
that's realistic.
Okay.
And let me
okay,
guess,
okay,
they win a huge award and they become
This
famous.
was like one of Rebel
and they're all
Wilson's
best friends.
like first breakout movies.
Yeah.
This was like her first breakout
Who?
movie. Rebel
Rebel
Wilson.
Wilson.
Is that the fat girl?
Fat Amy.
Her role is Fat Amy.
Why do you have to? Why is that the first thing?
Because that's
Anna
how I
Kendrick,
identify the
Brittany
lady.
Snow.
What? Because I wasn't sure who it was. I'm not trying to be a dick.
See, Booner says quietly that's a good movie. Not gonna lie.
Booner,
Great movie. The chat loves it.
Booner, do not say anything further. All right? Don't.
My wife has only made me watch one movie like that, and it was Step Up, and I thought it was stupid as hell.
Are you kidding? I love Step Up.
Wait, hold on. Which Step Up was it?
The first one, I think.
Okay, all right.
I don't remember. It was a Step Up
Channing
movie.
Tatum?
And she said it was the most amazing thing. I don't know who the fuck that is.
The first 2 movies are good. The rest of them, they're
Wait,
terrible.
wait,
the rest of them?
wait.
Yeah.
Rewind.
What?
You don't know who Channing Tatum is?
Who?
Are you
What
serious?
movie?
Magic
Give me a
Mike?
movie.
21 Jump
Oh,
Street?
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I would
know.
say Magic Mike cannot be the first suggestion. 'Cause no one in this room. I hope no. Have you guys seen Magic Mike, JB?
Is that the stripper movie?
JB?
But you know what it is.
JB?
Yeah,
Everyone
you know
in the
what it
room
is.
should
Yes,
know what
I-
Magic
Hold on,
Mike
JB?
is.
Yes, I bought the DVD for my girl.
Dave?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
JB
All right, you're saved.
is
You're
proud
saved.
of himself and his body. I don't blame him.
He said he
Good
bought it for
you,
his
JB.
wife. He's saved. Okay, just making sure that wasn't
Yeah,
a
yeah,
personal
yeah.
wasn't a personal purchase.
No, it was not.
Easy as fuck.
He goes, no, it was not.
Easy.
Man.
We'll continue the conversation. We got to take a quick break. When we get back,
Okay,
we'll keep
just make
having
it-
some fun. But before we do, Gabby, our good friends over at Cintron.
Yeah, Cintron is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. You can find them at LCA, at Comerica. You can also find them at Pine Knob. They're the exclusive energy drink of those locations. And right now, for Woodward Sports listeners, you can try the Variety 6-pack out for just $15 plus free shipping if you go to drinkcintron.com/Woodward.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
And what could be better than watching celebrities like Braylon and D-Mac golf? Well, don't worry, we now have the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour coming to woodwardsports.com, where celebrities and famous athletes that you know are golfing with some random Joes. Be sure to check out new episodes coming to woodwardsports.com very soon.
I wanna get to some of these comments because they're killing it right now.
Go for
and
it.
A couple of these are hilarious. Stephen Baffy says, having a wife and daughter in my life has exposed me to so much trauma, such as watching Bring It On, Pitch Perfect, Buffy, and the Gilmore Girls.
Which one is Bring It On?
God bless you, Stephen. I don't know what Bring It On is, but
The
clearly
cheerleading movie.
Oh,
Stephen's
thank
a
God.
man's
Thank
man.
God I don't know what that is.
He's committed. And
They turned it into a musical as well.
Of course they did. You know what I think is one of the most stupid musicals ever?
What?
It was that stupid-ass American History one that was super popular for 2
Hamilton?
years. Hamilton. That was so overrated. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard of in my life.
What about this?
I did not enjoy it at all.
What about this one? Booner says, Lucas, Jeff watches Austin Day highlights when he goes to bed.
Oh, 100% he jerks to Austin Day. 100%.
No. How about Lucas's comment? Jeff watches Magic LeBron at 1:52 a.m. every night.
Easily.
Okay, well,
Do you have a tramp stamp of LeBron James's face?
I cannot confirm nor deny that. But I will say, I don't mind watching a little LeBron highlights at 1:52. I can't sleep. You know, I want to watch some greatness. I might turn on LeBron. You never know.
That's your choice.
Yeah, of course. I like this comment too. Bringing Funny says Sam was Jake Gyllenhaal's stunt double in Brokeback Mountain.
I'm sure he was.
I cannot again, can't confirm or deny that. He might have.
Sure he was. Adam, what do you enjoy outside of sports?
Oh, let me find another question in the chat. Just to prepare for the
I don't even know how to answer that.
Oh my god.
I don't even know how to answer that.
Hoof Hearted says, actually, Jeff's doctor told him he isn't allowed to watch Austin Day highlights or videos within an hour of bed. Gets him too worked up. That is true. That is
What's
true.
a classic movie you guys think doesn't get appreciated enough that you've watched?
Brothers.
Brothers?
With
Who?
Mark Wahlberg. Have you seen that? Four
Is
Brothers?
that the cop movie?
Four Brothers?
Four Brothers.
Yeah,
oh
Four Brothers.
my God, that's a classic.
Four Brothers with
That's a
Mark Wahlberg.
classic.
One of my favorite movies, actually, of all time.
Gabby, what do you think? Any movie comes to mind?
Nothing comes like to top of mind.
JB, you're older than all of us. You got anything?
Nothing that I can really think of off the top of my head. Because, I mean, I'm sure you've seen all the classic ones already. Give me Scarface.
Who?
Scarface.
What is it called?
Oh, no.
Scarface.
Oh, Scarface.
Oh, Scarface.
Yeah.
I thought you said Starface.
That's my favorite movie of all time. But
yeah, I think again, Scarface a bit overrated.
Really?
Yeah.
In what way?
And I love the movie.
Oh, we know. We saw.
I think it gets way too much love. Than some of the, like Goodfellas to me is a better movie.
So what
Godfather,
is-
easily
Yeah,
a better
I-
series and movie.
Yeah,
Like,
if you're comparing-
Scarface was really good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. It just, it is what it is.
I think at the time, what Scarface got away with.
That's true.
It was like, like the chainsaw scene. It's a lot of stuff in that movie that you look back.
Four
you're like,
Brothers is a great answer, though. That's such a good answer. That's a great movie.
Yeah, Four Brothers.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. I see Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction's fun.
It's a great movie. Would you say it was movies that you don't think gets enough credit?
Yeah.
I think everyone I've talked to loves Pulp Fiction. That's still one of the greatest movies.
What is your favorite sports movie?
I don't have one.
No?
No. I like them all, though. I don't hate on any
Yeah,
of them.
no,
I didn't watch Rudy, though. That's the one I did not watch that everybody will say was a good one, probably. But no, I think sports movies are always fun. Moneyball, probably easily the best one I've watched, just because how relevant it is. Right, I was old enough to remember most of it, so like I was actually I think I was a late teenager when it came out, so it's different than when you watch it as a kid.
I see Tropic Thunder in here. By the way, Tropic Thunder. Talk about
God.
that cast in that
Oh,
movie
God.
within itself. One of the greatest movies, man, and one of the funniest movies.
Great movie.
Doesn't get enough recognition.
It does now because everyone's upset about it, but they
With
all
Robert
fuck
Downey
themselves.
Jr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great acting, grade A acting. Amazing film. You guys watch Rush Hour as kids? Anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody a Rush Hour fan?
I've seen.
It was funny.
I've seen the first one. I know I didn't see any of the rest of the movies.
Dodgeball? Anybody?
Yeah, Dodgeball.
Okay, classic. So we all agree.
Dodgeball's
cool.
a classic. Yes.
Cool. Angels in the Outfield's a good one.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Would you consider The Blind Side a sports movie?
No, that was like a drama.
Yeah.
Kind of
still a good movie.
But it kind of
heartwarming
sits on
movie.
that like odd line.
It was good though. It was good. Blindside was a good story.
Huge Sandra Bullock fan.
And then I guess Michael Orr came out and said like the movie wasn't as accurate as it displayed. So,
No, well,
like,
thanks for ruining the fucking movie.
that kind of hurt me a little bit because I'm like, I looked at it differently.
I mean, it's Hollywood.
Of course they're going to
supposed
spice it up.
Spice it up a little bit.
Of course, yeah.
Nobody wants to hear the actual shit story. Nobody. Not that it's shit. It's heartwarming, but still.
Ted Lasso. Anyone watch Ted Lasso?
I have not watched Ted Lasso
I have
yet,
not
and
either.
everybody hates me in my close immediate circle for not watching it yet.
JB?
I am told it's a must-watch.
Oh yeah, I've watched it. I just haven't watched the recent season though.
I caught up last night.
Yeah, I probably should watch it.
It is pure comedy. Like, so good. I think one of the best comedic shows that is currently playing. So good.
I have, God, what's the movie called? Damn it, Adam. Oh, easily one of my top 4 movies ever.
Mhm.
And I think none of you will agree. Interstellar. That to me is like top 3 for me, actually. I'd even put it top 3.
That's like one where people would adamantly disagree.
Lucas is shaking his head like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? So, like,
Lucas-
to me, that movie, amazing movie. That's like easily top 3 for me. I'd only put Godfather and there's too many good movies. It's top 3 though. I'm not budging. Such a good movie. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks that.
No, I
know.
don't think that's crazy. I think it was kind of a game changer and difference maker within.
I don't even see it that way. I just think the whole point of it, like that.
Well, like the length and that kept people engaged the whole time and the story. Like I think it started to shift things within.
I mean, at the end, I think everybody came full circle and holy shit moment. So it's a great movie. Great movie.
Very nice.
What other movies does everybody listen here?
I see Step Brothers.
Step Brothers was a funny one. Dunkirk over Interstellar, go fuck yourself. Dunkirk is easily one of the worst produced movies I ever wasted money to go fucking watch. It's garbage. It's fucking an F. It's beyond an F. It's not even 1% of Saving Private Ryan. That's how fucking shit that movie is, okay? It's not even 5% of Black Hawk Down. That's how fucking shit Dunkirk is. Fuck the movie, fuck the story. It was so garbage. Oh my god. I fucking can't stand that movie.
I've never seen
American Sniper, great movie, by the way. Recommend everybody to watch.
I did see that movie.
That's a great movie. That's a great movie. We'll take a break. When we get back, we'll go to mailbag. We'll answer all your questions. Drop them in the chat. Movie stuff, I don't give a shit what you guys want to talk about.
We're ready.
We'll do it next. But before we go, I got to tell you about my good friends over at Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. They took care of me recently, so I encourage all of you to get to a local Lady Jane's near you. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week, walk in anytime. No appointment necessary. They're amazing stylists, so they'll always take care of you like they take care of me. So get to a local Lady Jane's near you. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in Downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show at woodwardsports.com. Thanks for tuning in this morning. If you're looking for more shows to catch, tune into woodwardsports.com at 11 a.m. for Big D Energy, 2 p.m. for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, and 5 p.m. for the Woodward Heavyweights.
I have to say it. Somebody brought it up in the chat. They said it was a good movie. I'm not saying it's not a good movie, but I think it's overrated as fuck, and I would never, you couldn't pay me to watch this movie, Titanic. I think it's shit. I get why it's revered, but I think it's shit.
It's not on my top list, that's for sure.
It's just not a movie I would ever watch again.
It's so sad.
It's just meh. I get it. DiCaprio's a good-looking guy. I'd probably fuck him too. I get it. But still.
It's okay. Well, you didn't need to add that in.
Well, I'm just making a case for the guy.
Okay. That's fair.
George Clooney, same category. Totally fuck him.
Okay. Just throw that in there. Like that, I mean.
You want to know a fun fact about George Clooney?
Yeah.
So he filmed Ides of March here in Detroit. And they have to use a certain amount of people from the Detroit area in the film. My dad was his stand-in.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, for the movie.
That is hilarious.
So there, they did all the lighting. Then he stepped out, and George Clooney stepped in.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Wild times.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't want to know how that translates to the comments.
Spoiler
that you
alert.
said, but
I love this. Spoiler alert, the boat sinks. Oh, God. Oh, God. Great Gatsby was a better movie. I didn't watch Leo and the Great Gatsby. Great book. I did read it back in the day, high school.
I read it. Didn't watch the movie, though.
Didn't watch the movie, so I can't comment on whether or not it's good. You know what? No, fuck. I got to go back to my top 3 list. I got to change it. In no specific order.
Okay.
Godfather, Gangs of New York, Interstellar. Have you guys watched Gangs of New York or no?
No.
Jeff? Oh my fucking God.
Nope.
You're Italian, you fucking disgrace.
I've watched like everything else. I missed it. I'm sorry. You know, maybe one day we'll watch it.
It was a good movie. I don't think I would put it in my top 3.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Great actor.
Easily his greatest performance. Like, he makes that movie. Gangs of New York, you have to fucking watch it. You'll thank me later.
No, I'm watching
thank me later. Unbelievable movie. I can't believe you're Italian, you fucking fraud. Take that rip that tattoo off your fucking forearm.
What?
Off your body.
It's like,
you came, but you didn't see anything,
I can't
did
be
you?
perfect. I'm sorry. This guy talks about George Clooney.
Proudly.
The way he talks.
Proudly, I'd fuck him. Absolutely.
And then he comes for me.
Absolutely. Who else would I add to that
Jesus.
list? Let's see. There's Leo. There's George. Who else would I fuck?
No,
Jeff,
we
have
don't.
you seen Godfather 2?
Yes, I've seen the Godfather series. I've seen
Have
Scarface.
you seen the new TV show that's about the making of The Godfather?
No, I have not. I've not.
I've heard that's pretty good.
I haven't really been
I've-
into
I've
much
seen a
TV, to
little
be
bit.
honest.
Let's just call each other out here.
Ah.
Who's the Fredo of this group? Who's the Fredo? Who's the fucking idiot?
Well, I don't want. That's you
At the
can make
network.
that.
It doesn't have to be just in this room.
Oh,
we can call each other out. It's fine.
I think we have him in
this room.
I think we have him in the booth right now.
Who's the Fredo?
Lucas, put the
Who's
camera
the
on
one
you.
that'll bring down this company or almost get everybody here fired / killed?
This guy.
And then you have to whack his dumb ass later.
This guy right here.
Lucas, really?
Lucas. Talk to him, Lucas.
I don't know.
See what the chat is saying. Sam,
I don't know. I don't know who the
Spencer,
Fredo would be. I'm not.
Easy,
I don't feel that way
Adam.
about Lucas.
Sam Flannel.
Sam Flannel.
Flannel Sam is a great fucking
Actually,
answer.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You know
Yes.
Because of his Ben Wallace tapes.
Flannel Sam is Fredo.
That's what the chat seems to
And when he dies one day, we did it. I'll tell you all early spoiler.
No.
Yes, we did.
We're not. Don't do that.
Yes, we did. We're taking accountability here.
All right.
Flannel Sam is absolutely Fredo.
Flannel Sam is Donatello. I love that.
Oh God.
Yeah, Flannel. The consensus is Flannel. He is Fredo.
Ryan Lent says, not me.
I don't know about that, Ryan. I need.
Adam has a list of guys he'd bang sober and a list for when he's drunk.
Is that
for
true
when
or
I'm
not
drunk?
true?
I don't have a list for when I'm drunk. But sober, yeah, I'd fuck Leo. Fuck George. Who else? Let's see, other good-looking actors. Who's the dude that played James Bond? Anybody?
Which one are we talking about here?
Well, yeah, I was going to say there's
Daniel Craig.
multiple
Daniel Craig.
that
I'd fuck
pay-
Daniel Craig. Absolutely.
Well, okay.
I'd let Jamie Foxx.
Don't finish
Absolutely.
that sentence. Don't finish that sentence.
Will Tigers be buyers at the trade deadline,
have
and
no
will
idea.
they win the Central Division?
I don't answer anything about the Tigers. Not interested. Like I told you, 60 games into the year, if they have 38, 40 wins, we can talk.
What about this? What about this one? Burns says, guys, listen, I like Jeff. I'm sure he's a great guy off the air, but Woodward drafting Jeff as high as they did means I have to see him as a bust. Where did that come from?
To be fair, Jeff is an undrafted free agent.
I would say it's a disappointment, not a failure.
Oh, whoa. One, we're not going to get into that. I'm going to defend Jeff here.
Hold
He's
up.
an undrafted free agent that walked on and earned a full scholarship here, all right? Everybody can suck my balls. Jeff has overachieved, if you ask me.
Go back to the
Yeah,
ridiculousness
technically,
of the
it
conversation
would be a
yesterday.
failure if I didn't succeed.
Go, both of you, Gabby. Go, shut up. Mr. and Mrs. Smith is an excellent movie. That's a good one. Let's see.
Mailbag, do you consider D-Mac a legend? Is that a question?
Wow.
Yeah, look,
I would
don't-
love Sam. I know you answered that
Flannel's
already.
a fucking idiot. This is why somebody should shoot him and shouldn't go
No.
to jail. No, his take on Darren McCarty having no impact on the Cups and being just a role player is so disgusting.
Well, that's- yeah,
I
that-
love Flannel,
yeah.
but dude,
Has he said that to
yes,
his face?
to his face.
Yeah,
it
that-
is the most outrageous take
That
I've
is
ever
a
heard of in my.
very,
It's not
very
even a
bold
take.
move.
It's mental illness. Flannel Sam needs help. I hope he finds Jesus or Buddha, whatever you guys believe
I
in.
gotta
don't
say
know.
though, despite how much I disagree with Sam, the fact that he stood there and said it to D-Mac's face, that's got to get a little bit of credit.
Yeah,
to.
Flannel's Fredo, guys.
And although he's wrong,
And we're not going to kill him until Chad walks away from the company.
that takes
When
that
Chad
takes-
walks away and goes off into retirement, Flannel Sam's the first guy we kill right away. That's what's going to happen when the power shifts here at the network. When Chad takes a break and wants to go back to Florida and live with his family, we're whacking Sam.
I can't believe you
Immediately.
actually said
We're going to
that.
tell him, hey, we're going out fishing, buddy. Come on, let's all go. Me and Jeff stand at the tip of the lake.
No,
Just
why-
watching
why am I
Flannel
there?
Sam. Shut the hell up and agree with me.
Okay.
Watching Flannel
All right.
Sam get into the boat, and Gabby's in there with him, rowing the boat.
I don't
and then
wanna
she says,
be
"Oh,
involved."
Flannel, look at that little fishy."
No,
Bitch!
I'm definitely not the one doing this.
I should be a goddamn screenwriter.
And this will be played in court.
Oh God!
All right.
I do not agree with anything that he just said. Let me put it on the record. I will not be involved in anything
Oh,
that
God.
Adam puts out into the world.
Gabby, are you going to be an aunt to Adam's kid?
I think
That's a given.
good choice.
I think that's a given she works with me now. She doesn't have a choice.
I want
I'm
to see.
the only female at the network, therefore I am the only auntie.
And you're still probably the only qualified person I trust, and so
Thank you.
I'm not trusting Lucas, let alone Jeff. My kid will come home with
Hey,
a tattoo. I just
And
came.
definitely not the two of them
So-
together watching your kid.
Oh God.
If that baby was with me, he'd be a G.
Oh God.
But yeah, I don't trust myself with any kid, so that's fair.
All
Uncle
right.
Jeff, I'll take though.
All right.
What a day.
There will be no more. There will be no move on my brother's life until after my mother's funeral. Oh God!
You said you're
that's
literally
the point.
describing the Godfather
yes,
series.
That's
Yeah,
the point.
That's fair.
That's the point. That's the whole point of it. We're out of here. You all have a good rest of your Wednesday. Is today Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday.
I don't fucking know
Thursday,
anymore.
and this weekend is Memorial Weekend.
Oh yeah, that's great. So all of you that are going to be on the lake getting drunk off your asses, drink responsibly. I guess I'm going to tell you the same thing tomorrow
That
anyways.
Monday we will not have live shows.
No, but you have a best of series across all the shows, so you can watch those, enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff will be on the beach doing what Jeff does, impregnating multiple women.
No, that's not
on a Monday.
That's not what I
And-
do.
His sunscreen going right over his fresh tattoo.
Absolutely, and what he does, by the way, is his tattoo says, "I came, I saw, I conquered," right? But what Jeff does is he walks up to women. Yeah, I need the camera for this one. Jeff walks up to women and covers the first part. So all they read is, "I came, I conquered." All right, everybody walked off set.
I'm
We
outta
gotta
here.
go. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.